Deion Sanders
no sports.
losing transfers.
What?
Transfer portal.
I wish you guys do a little more homework when you start
Fuck he wearing?
Motherfucker swagged out. He Colorado.
talking about the portal and understand what we losing. What are we losing? I got time today. What are we losing?
Potential starters and
Potential.
depth,
Where?
tight end, running back.
You haven't been watching practice, huh? Amen. We good. We're good. I trust the recruiting team. I trust our coaches. And please have some faith in me. We good. We all right. We all right. What happens with the portal, man, and you guys need to know, a lot of people are fighting for backups. When a guy's a starter and he transfers, you got to really think about that. I mean, is he really that? I don't know how many starters have really transferred around the country. I think we got some coming in from visits pretty soon, maybe even this weekend. But we can attract those type of players, but I don't think we're losing those type of players. And if we do, we're good. We're good. Quit making a big.
JB, what are your thoughts?
Yeah,
I just don't get it. I mean, this is not how you coach. I don't understand. I mean, you're losing players left and right, and then you go on here on the camera and basically you shit on them and basically say they're nothing and they're not worth anything. This is why I don't believe they're going to have a successful program. This is not. What's the culture? Big Smitty. No. Big Smitty. No, forget about race. Everybody thinks I'm racist because I talk about Deion. This is real talk, homie. It's real talk, homie. What's the culture? You can't build a culture with motherfuckers leaving left and right. Prime. I'm not gonna call you Prime. You're Coach Sanders. Coach Sanders. These kids are not you. You think that they're you as Prime, as the Neon Deion. They're not you. Stop treating them and coaching them like they're all you. They're not built like you. Big Smitty.
JB. Two things can be true. You can wear overalls and a beard and a hat and look like an Alaskan fisherman. You can, JB. Not everything, JB, has to be hard, rugged from the 80s. It doesn't all have to be. Deion got drip. He got swag. He could be swagged out. JB. It's not how you used to play with biker shorts on, come with a whistle. Nowadays, they're swagged out. We could be swagged out. These are the players that Deion's bringing in. So two things can be true, JB. JB. Stop saying, JB, that, listen, facts. This is facts. Facts are that you can wear a farmer's market get up and still bring in the best players, JB. JB, you can't do it.
Homie, I do this shit for 2 decades, bitch boy. Listen, Smitty, at the end of the day, I hope Deion wins games. I want him to be successful. I'm not wishing on his downfall. I just never seen it be done this way. We got to see. I've never seen it be done this way. I've sent 1,000 motherfuckers to the NFL, 300,000 to college to D1. I've checked. No one has ever died on me, murdered someone, robbed anyone, left my program, and you're telling me that Coach Prime is going to do it this way and still win a natty? And this is why women can't coach in the NFL, Smitty. He don't get it. Fuck you, Keith Smith. You fat motherfucker. Fuck you. Shit. Moving on amicably. Matt's going to join us in the next hour.
Big Matt. I'm taking votes online right now.
What you voting?
Who won that? I got you. You did 2. I could do a second one, but
You get one more if you want it.
nah. Now we got to get into the real thing.
Okay.
I just give you more ammo, which is good. That's what we need. We need you to be the win. We need you to win. We got to have a brother on the show win some of those segments.
Yep.
So now racist show, RACCISS, racist show.
I might get kicked out now too. It's still pretty early.
I was hoping you didn't get loud. That's why I don't want you to get evicted out the apartment at Section 8. Listen, I don't know what he's wearing, but here I got 2 things that stuck out. 2 things stick out with me. First, he said recruiting team, and maybe we may have somebody coming in this weekend. First of all, here's my own, it's just a critique, okay? JB, you don't have right to critique. Well, he's getting critiqued every single day by a bunch of different slapdicks that never even played, by the way, including the 2 fucks that were interviewing him yesterday on that show. But anyway, let's dive into the fact that you don't know who's on your campus. There's no recruiting team, Smitty. You have a recruiting coordinator that you title, and then you have every coach that's 10 paid assistants who recruits. And then you have a whole team set up an entire visit weekend, and you do it all out. You go all out for it. I think I had the best recruiting visits that JUCO could possibly ever have. I used to do it every single time I did it, but I coordinated that. I created it. I put on the calendar. I did all that shit. The head coach has to be the best recruiter, Smitty. Sorry. Look at Pete Carroll. Look at Nick Saban. Look at Kirby Smart. Look at Dabo Swinney. Look at all the Harbaugh. Everyone that's won ever has had the head coach be the best recruiter. Deion's that guy. He has to be the guy. He has to be the recruiter because he's the figurehead. He's the name. He's the person. Some of the stuff I just hear, I just like, damn, dog. I don't know if it's sustainable this way. I just don't understand the way that you don't know who's on campus, who recruiting team. I've never heard that term ever as a coach. I've never heard of a recruiting team. Because, at the end of the day, you're the head coach, you're the recruiter, you're the number one guy. There's not one kid on my rock from Tank Dell to Jermaine Johnson to whoever, Rakeem Boyd. No assistant signed those kids. I did. I got them locked in because at the end of the day, if a kid signs with, let's say Smitty, no offense to Smitty. Let's say Smitty's a D-line coach and he signs someone without me, I'm gonna be honest, probably not a big time player. Probably not a big time player. He's a numbers kid. And that, to Deion's defense, maybe that's what Deion's talking about. Well, we lost who? We lost 15 kids, and who are they? So back to Shaun King's point, though, then you did a bad job evaluation.
Right.
So what is your evaluation process, and who did you sign? So if the 5-star Cremani was the number 1 corner out in the country, and now we're talking about he's not very good, then we did something wrong in our self-scout recruiting process, and now we're just letting them go. If the running back, who some people think could be one of the top 3 or 4 running backs in America, who came from Houston, who just left, because I know he was hurt and all that, but apparently everything I've heard, he was the best running back on the roster.
That's what Daddy said.
Now you lost that guy. So I don't know, man. All we could do is see, because we're not there. Even though I got players and coaches there, and I hear things, we're not there. So let's see how it plays out. But I just don't understand the attention, dog. I just wish you would grind and work and get some wins under your column, and then just come out and talk, and then do whatever you want to do. But like, I just think sometimes we reinvent the wheel when we don't have to. Like Nick Saban did it his way, all good. Kirby Smart basically stole that way and did it his way as an assistant to him. Same with Dabo. That's Nick Saban's tree. Pete Carroll has the same type of thing over on his side with Sark and Lane Kiffin and all these other guys. And like, that way's worked for a long time, Smitty. It's worked for a long time. I just think we're reinventing the wheel before we actually get any concrete data on paper that says we won. We did this. We did that. I don't know. That's just me as an ex-coach talking about it, building programs. Who? This is the thing. I'm not someone that just inherited some winning program and had one good year. I've only built programs from ground up. I think if anyone can talk about it, it's me. So, and I'm saying that like facetiously joking because it is me. I know for a fact it is me. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of people don't realize. I just want to see him win and do well and then talk. That's all I'm saying. But like, it's just over the top to me, dog. The overalls, like you're a head coach of young men. Like let's if this the new way to walk.
That's not his first time wearing though. He's worn overalls before.
No, I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying
he country.
Every day is something.
Yeah, but some stuff we create. At the end of the day, the media asked him a question about the transfers, as they should. He gave his answer to that. Now he could have just ignored them, I guess, not answered and said next question. But we would have made some out of that too.
Yeah, so I don't really give a fuck what you wear. All I'm saying is, like, at some point, there's going to be recruits that actually have former players as parents, former student athletes as parents, right? That are going to be big time 5-star people. You're not going to get them because they want the coach that is about the professionalism in this thing, that is about getting this kid to the next level, both as a human and as the NFL player. And I think people, and I know there's parents out there that have big time players that are like, man, that's a shit show. I ain't sending my kid there. And that happens everywhere though, by the way. So like it is what it is, but like I think you're gonna find that is the longer you coach. But again, this proves to me that this is a lateral build, not a vertical one. And I think he don't really care because I don't know if he's really gonna be there that long.
I think that's true. I don't think he's gonna be there for 20 years, like a Saban or something like that. You know what I mean? Number one. Number two, I just think that we're seeing a shift in how this thing works because of the transfer portal and because of everything else. So like, again, I know Colorado seems to be doing it at the highest level in terms of the amount of turnover that they have, but every school is having large turnover. Just maybe not to Colorado's extent, but they're still having large turnover. Whether it's 20-some players leaving or joining or whatever the case may be, that's still a lot. And I just think that's why Nick Saban stepped down. That's why your boy from UCLA left head coaching job to be a coordinator at Ohio State. Like I just think that it's just a new time, coupled with the fact that Deion won't be there for 20 years, so he's trying to win now. Then you combine it together, and that's why it's moving this way. Will it work? I don't know. We'll see, because I do understand, like, as much as we disagree, I understand what you're saying from a culture standpoint. It's like, damn, you got players joining basically just in the summer, basically. And you're supposed to, these are guys that you're going to count on for in August and September to, like, be key guys for your locker room. And
Smitty, I want to ask you this question, though. Things that he has said. It's not things that I'm saying, by the way. It's things that he's saying. He's saying the portal's full of backups because no one's losing starters. That's what he said.
For the most part, he said.
I had this conversation yesterday with a few people off air about those comments, and I'm sitting there like, well, how can you say that? You just lost 15 dudes. So if you lost 15 backups, you have to replace those backups, correct? If there's nothing in the portal but backups, what the fuck are we talking about? Is that not the biggest out the side of the mouth comment? I've never heard of it. So what are you saying? You're trading backups for other backups? Like, this is the problem with college football. It's not just Deion. It's college football. If I'm replacing backups for backups,
I see what you're saying.
Across America, how are you building or coaching or teaching any young man anything? I'm just swapping across America. I'm just swapping someone's trash for another man's trash. That's what you're saying.
Right.
I hate to use that term because I always say on this show,
I know what you mean.
A piece of meat in the meat market. That's what they've been forever. That's what they continue to be. They're I'm gonna give you some context. Okay, this is a Division I OC, good friend of mine who sent me some data. Sent me a bunch of things. We were talking for a shitload of time yesterday, and he sent me a video of somebody. I'm not going to say nothing. He's like, this has to stop. How are we allowing certain people to do this? He's a walking violation. Because a lot of coaches get on air and they say certain things, they'd be fucking getting hit like Michigan right now. Just FYI. I'm not even going to dive into that fucking conversation. But the young men are being used at the highest of levels. And JB, you are correct 1,000%. This is JUCO ball at the highest. I told a JUCO player the other day I needed to sit down with him to see how we handle a new roster every 12 months. So, JB, I want to reach out to you and ask, how do you handle a new roster every 12 months? So I told him what I did and etc. And we started talking. He goes, JB, we cannot allow these kids to quit and another school take them. We are giving these kids this money, and the numbers are the same. Less than 1% will go to the NFL, and less will graduate. Less than 1% will graduate nowadays, JB, and they will not find a job paying them this amount of money that we are paying them right now. So, and we talked about 7-on-7, killing the sport. I mean, this is a Power 5 ocean, okay? And we talked about a bunch of different shit.
Man.
And it's like, but everyone, according to the chat, I don't know nothing. I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, this is what people say off air because they can't come on and say it because they work for big-time programs, and you can't say shit no more because people will cancel you and blah, blah, blah. So the problem is, though, this is the truth. You're saying in one thing that this is nothing but backups, I'm losing. And then you're saying on the other side, the portal's full of backups. Well, I'm trying to figure out, you just want to swap for new backups and retrain and reteach and recoach and reculture a whole new 15? Like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Why not train the 15 you just lost, keep them in the program and coach them up?
You try to. But I think a lot of time if
saying those things, Smitty.
But if you notice the video, so he tried to like clean it up a little bit at the end because at first he was like, for the most part, it's just backups in the transfer portal. He said, I don't think there's too many starters entering the transfer portal. But then he followed up and said something along the lines of, I think we can bring in those type of players, being like the starters. He's like, but I don't think we're losing those types of players. So he tried to self-correct at the end of his statement there.
What starter is going to leave a starter position
right
at another school,
right,
and leave right now to go play for Dion? Why would you?
Why? Unless you're like at the MAC level or something like that, and you had a hell of a year.
But I'm saying we're talking Power 5. You're going to leave Alabama and go to Colorado and you're the starter? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Only situation I can think of is, again, Saban leaves, DeBoer joins. You don't really rock with DeBoer, or you went there for Saban. That's the only situation I can think of. You get a new head coach, maybe. Other than that, no. If you're already starting solidified at a Power 5, there's no reason to leave. I mean, unless Colorado could just offer way more money to somebody, but they probably can't. So, I don't see it. I don't see it. So, I don't know.
We coming.
This shit confusing. It is confusing.
We also going. We going.
Yeah. Well, you're going to see, though. I still think they're going to win eight games this year, though.
Yeah,
so
I don't see that.
I think once they win 8 games, none of this will matter.
Yeah, I don't see 8 games.
If they win 8 games, like, what are you gonna say? Like, let's fast forward. Let's say it's December, going into bowl season.
I have a serious.
What are you gonna say?
I have a serious, as a coach and there's 2 things this season could start off.
Okay.
Number 1, you play a very, very great, organized, structured program that has developed an environment that is conducive for a lot of successful years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who Colorado plays first. Okay. A group of 5 program that was just years ago a Division II school. Now they're then they went to a Division I AA school, and now they're moving up the ranks. This is a program that just knows how to win.
Let me ask you this, though. Is that a winnable, shout out to winnable, join now, a winnable game for Colorado? Yes or no?
Well, Colorado better win that game.
Okay, cool. All right.
Now, there's my point, though. If you don't win that game and you lose to a South Dakota type of school, it can spiral downwards in a horrible fashion because you have so many high-level players that are getting so much attention and you are this high-level coach who brought in all this high-level drama, and now if you lose to a school like North Dakota State or South Dakota or whatever,
It's North. I think that's playing North Dakota State, I think.
you are in for a whirlwind of a season. The naysayers will come out even harder. And I'm just telling you, first of all, it's not going to shock me at all if North Dakota State wins. Second of all, it's not going to shock me at all if they just purely out-program Colorado, because, see, North Dakota State is a program.
Yeah, they've been dominant for years.
It is a program.
Yeah.
The flip side of it is you bring a bunch of mercenaries in who are just NFL caliber guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which Colorado, we think, has done. You got to just go and mud stomp them because you're just more talented. Like, it can go both ways. So, but that's not necessarily conducive for long-term success either, though. Just because you win against a North Dakota State with more talent, that doesn't mean you have a program. So, like, it's a very see, the thing is, you're going to have naysayers either way. You're going to have these guys out here that never coached or played are going to attack Deion in Colorado for just, oh, you lost to North Dakota State if that's the case. Or you're going to beat North Dakota State, and you're going to say, oh, you're supposed to beat them by 50, and it was a close game because you got Shedeur Sanders, who's supposed to be a number one pick, and blah, blah, blah,
it's
blah,
a
blah.
lose-lose situation because exactly what you just said, JB.
School, Smitty. Let's just keep it real. That's for every school. We're only focusing on this team that has put a bullseye on their chest. That's the point I've been making for months. Like, this is every team, though, Smitty. You know that. Like, every time you had a chance to beat a Power 5 school at Ball State, it was a big discussion. It was a huge locker room thing. This is not just Deion and Colorado school. This is every school has this issue. You're either damned if you do, damned if you don't. Every program in America. Look at Kentucky with John Calipari. He's damned if he does, he's damned if he don't. He sent a fucking million people to the NBA, but he's not good enough in college to win a first-round a game in the tournament. So guess what? He's a shitbird. He's got to go. He's a horrible coach. He's blah, 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 blah. It happens everywhere. Yep. But this guy puts the target on his chest, so that's my point. Own it. Own it. So let's see what happens this year, because everything what I see is he's out of there. I just don't see him trying to build a place for the long term. I just don't see it. And I just think that it wears thin with the community and all the boosters and all the money people when it continues to be this sideshow that's happening. I think yesterday he went on Up in Smoke with Matt Barnes, him and Shedeur.
All the smoke.
All the smoke. I think he keeps going on different.
He wants the attention, and it makes some of us uncomfortable because it's not the norm. It's not it's not in a head coach's job description per se. But this is Deion. He's different, and that's what he's comfortable with. Everything you're saying, he actually wants it. Like you said own it. He's owning it. Like he keeps showing you, I want the attention. What you're saying, JB, is correct. I'm putting a bullseye on me in the program. Bring it. I want it because I'm about to give you a show. That's how he feels. Now, will he do it? I don't know.
You're saying two things can be true when it's not. So then if that's the case and you're saying what he's saying and it's true, then guess what? Don't be mad when you get asked the questions.
Right. I hear you.
Own that shit then.
Deion didn't get mad. I didn't see him getting mad.
Well, come on. Look at he definitely defensive, talking about when you start off an interview, Smitty, and say, y'all need to do more research when it comes to the portal. That's not a defensive answer. If I said that, Smitty, I'd be looked at as a devil.
Well, JB, because you're going to say it in a different way. JB, stop, listen, side note, you got to stop comparing JB to anybody else. You are your own separate enigma, separate entity. Yes, it would be different if you said it, because you're going to say some other shit. You're going to say it a whole different way. You dumbass motherfuckers don't do your fucking research. How are you a journalist? Tell me, how are you a journalist? Like,
it's the same thing.
It's not the same thing at all, bro. It's not the same thing at all.